The history of Chile economic development since independence. Chile achieved independence in 1818. After independence the economy was structured as a mercantile economy and free market. During the period after independence the economy main export was copper. At one point the country will become the leading copper exported. Between the 1870s and 1880s Bolivia declared war on Chile. Bolivia allied with Peru, but will ultimately lose. After winning the confrontation, Chile discovered nitrate in some of the areas it had won during the confrontation. The newfound wealth will be used to buy imports, finance public sector projects, education and will expand the industrial sector. By the end of the 1800s and early 1900s, nitrate accounted for about 50% of the total government budget. The mining of nitrate had such a profound impact in the Chilean economy that by 1910, the country had become one of the most prosperous countries in Latin America. As time started to pass the economy started to resemble a monoculture where it was reliant on the mining of nitrate. To fix the monoculture issue, the country started to replace nitrate for silver. The mining of copper will be very helpful to the country until World War I when German scientists introduced a synthetic substitute to replace copper. In the 1930s the Great Recession that happened in the United States will affect Chile's economy. The income coming from mining will decline by as much as 27% while total exports will drop by as much as 18% which led the economy to shrink by as much as 50%. 80% of the government revenue at this point was coming from the sale of copper. In 1939 Chile experienced an earthquake that damaged the country infrastructure. This event led to the creation of the Production Development Corporation which is a government institution designed to promote economic growth. In the 1940s World War II happened and the country adopted an import substitution strategy to deal with the sales loss that it was experiencing with its other exports. The country will undergo the creation of state enterprises in electric power, steel, petroleum and heavy industries. The manufacturing sector will experience rapid growth because of this. By the 1950s, the import substitution strategy led to an overvalued Chilean peso. Following this event, new structural reforms will follow to subsidize the agricultural industry that was harmed by the overpriced currency. By the 1960s the import substitution strategy had led to 3.5% industrial production growth. 1970s, the country will experience a military coup. The coup brought structural economic reforms where banks were expropriated while copper mines were nationalized. The government will implement more protectionist policies. By the end of the 1970s and early 1980s the country experienced a financial recession because of excessive foreign borrowing. During the recession debt to GDP will reach up to 145%. The recession was similar to what happened in the U.S. in 2008 where too much leverage by the banking industry led to a financial recession. To deal with the recession banks were bailed out. In the early 1980s, economic policies suggested by the Chicago Boys led to an overpriced exchange rate which will lead to economic policies that relied on monitoring of macroeconomic forces. Later, policies will be adopted to devalue the currency periodically which will help prevent capital flight. After these policies Chile's productivity surpassed other Latin America economies. The economy was stable and was able to reduce poverty for a large portion of the population given that the policies were aimed at the poorest group in the nation.